it's crazy with guys like that. It's so weird that guys can just be that much better than it. Like, think about it. Everyone in the NBA is fantastic at basketball. Yeah. But then there's just guys that are way better and make everybody else look bad.
And then like guys like Ja Morant, where it's just like you're just like posterizing every single person for no reason.
Ja Morant, obviously fantastic at basketball, along with the other 300 guys in the league. The thing is, it's just like he's a tiny bit better, which makes all the difference.
Right. He's got like one.
In tennis. Think about tennis.
Right.
You've got the top 10, and Nadal, Djokovic, and Federer have been the top 3 for the last 20 years.
Yeah, no one can peak.
No one can compete with them.
Yeah.
Are they that much better than everybody else?
Like,
probably not.
What do they have in their game that the others can't figure out?
Exactly. Like, they're probably just the tiniest bit better than the other players, and that's all you need to be.
Well, yeah, it's like if you can get that 1% back in that they can't, then you're going to win the match. Because in tennis, it's a game of errors, obviously. I know you can break it down in that point where it's like if you hit one more ball back than your opponent, obviously you're going to win.
Right.
So I think that situation just breaks down to those guys are just better at getting that one ball back.
Right. And like there's obviously different parts that go into what makes someone so good at their sport. Like I guess basketball is the best one to look at for this. Like, is it about the training? Because Kobe trained. He's like the definition of someone that trains his butt off all day, every day, hard work. The Mamba mentality.
Yeah, you hear those stories about like guys coming in the gym like 3 hours early, and Kobe's been there for an hour working out, and then they go there do their 3 hour worworkout, and Kobe's still there working out, and they ask him like, "Hey, like Kobe, like why are you doing this?" He said, "Because I need to show you.
I need to show you.
However hard you're willing to work, I'm willing to work hard."
Right. Or that one story, the dude that did exactly that. He's walking out. I was like, "Kobe, how long have you been here?" He's just like, "Oh, I'm gonna be here until you leave."
yeah, exactly. It's the hard work, but then you also have like just the natural athleticism where you have like the back in the day Derrick Rose or like the Ja Morant or the Anthony Edwards, the guys who are just like so freaky athletic that
or like LeBron. Dude, LeBron was allegedly, don't quote me on this, he was the #1 ranked football player in his class too. Like, he's just a freak of nature.
Yeah.
And
because that's crazy.
like going to basketball.
Do you remember when the NBA lockout happened a couple of years ago? And apparently, according to stuff that I've seen, I don't know if this is true or not. Don't hold me to this, but like the Cowboys were going to sign LeBron.
There's no way he would.
Like
that.
he was playing football during the lockout, and I'm like the Cowboys were like debating giving him a contract for like 10 days.
6'9",
a wide receiver,
250,
dude.
Like he'd be a beast.
Yeah, he'd be a tight end. Just stick him in, bro. Like Gronk got nothing on that.
Literally,
because he's like what? Because like
Gronk is a beast.
Yeah, Gronk is nuts. But like you also like. Okay, but think about it this way: like you have a like 6'9", 250 monster who's dunking. Like he's jumping 10 feet in the air. Like you could huck a ball up, and like no lineman is like picking that off. No cornerback is getting up with him. And like who is tackling him? That's like sticking Derrick Henry in the slot and being like, all right, run a slant for me. Like unstoppable.
Literally. I mean, it's crazy how some people are they're just built like that, Parker.
He's that guy. Like that.
It's crazy. It's absolutely absurd. And like, so I don't know what exactly LeBron has going for him that makes him just that much better than everybody else. It's probably the workout grind. It's probably, I mean, he's clearly a freak athlete.
Yeah.
But there's a bunch of different components that I think go into making you just that much better than the next guy.
Yeah, but
they make you appear way better.
I think that what people tend to forget is like the hours that they spend like on their own in the gym putting in work, because you look at them and you're like, oh my god, like if I was born with like that build and that athleticism, like of course I would be in the league too. Like,
but then you get Allen Iverson. Dude's like, what was he, 6'1"?
6'1", yeah,
he didn't like allegedly. He was like had a terrible work ethic. Like he didn't do anything, but he's still one of the best players of all time. Never won a ring. But he's still one of the best players of all time.
Yeah, he's just crafty.
No, literally. Like, I don't know where, because in order to be his size, you need to, he had the handles, obviously.
Right.
Like Kyrie
the
too.
handles, yeah.
But for some reason, even without working, with the crappy work ethic that they always describe him as having. I'm sure he's like, that's exaggerated, but still.
And then you see guys like Muggsy Bogues and Isaiah Thomas. Muggsy Bogues is like a 5'9". Dude,
he's the shortest
He's
ever,
the guy.
right?
Yeah. He's the guy that was pictured like next to like Taco Fall in that picture.
Oh, okay.
And it's like the like 15-foot difference. He's like here in Taco's like all the way up. So it's like Muggsy Bogues and then like Isaiah Thomas.
Right.
And you got guys who are like that height who are also like killing it.
Like Isaiah Thomas had a 30-point per game season.
I know. That and
It's
like
5'10".
he can.
5 minutes. Are we at 5 minutes?
5 minutes. All right.
It's just like that tiny extra step that some of these players have that make them appear way better. I still like to look at tennis as the best example. I mean, like, why do these three guys have 20 Grand Slams each?
Yeah, because you look at it like basketball, obviously there's some more factors that go into that, like your height and your position and like how you've trained and all of that. But then like tennis, like there's no defining trait that can make you that much better than somebody else at tennis unless you like put in the work.
I mean, you need to be a certain height, but it's not a crazy height. It's like it's not like you could be 6'10" or something.
You have to be like 6'1", 6'2".
You got to be 6 feet tall. Like,
I mean, you don't have to, but like it helps a little bit. But like it's not like that's like an unattainable thing. Like obviously not everyone's gonna be like 6'10".
Yeah.
So you're not gonna be able to just like dominate the NBA.
For tennis, it's pretty much work ethic and natural talent. There's a lot of natural talent that goes into tennis, to be fair. Oh, and IQ. There's a lot of
because it's
picking where to
put it.
Like literally, shot selection. At some point, there's like a nice line between consistency and like power type thing.
That's it. Tennis and pitching. I always think about it like that.
Pitching,
pitching is entirely just like baseball IQ. Like it's you and the batter. It's a 1v1, just like in tennis. You set up singles, and it's the two of you hitting back and forth, and you're trying to pick your corner or move up and put it away or serve an ace, and you're like, I'm gonna put it outside this time. Try and pop up a backhand overhead, and you can set it up like that. But in baseball, it's the same thing where it's like you and the batter, and you're like, you know what, curveball inside, and to be able to have the accuracy to just like 90 mile an hour curve that in and set it up perfectly so that they don't hit it. That's like one of the most interesting things to me. And then think about like no hitters. That mental game on the pitcher, to be able to sit there and strike out that many people in 9 innings.
Oh, it's ridiculous.
Is one of the most insane things. Like that's the other thing. Like bowling a 300.
Sports IQ is ridiculous.
Yeah, because you have like pitching a no-hitter and like bowling a 300, like the nerves, like imagine you get to like the last batter and you're like,
it's like test anxiety. It's literally exactly the same as test anxiety. Like, we went bowling yesterday. You had 2 in a row. We have 1 more ball for the entire night. Come on, man, get the strike. You get a 9.
I got a 9, 1 pin.
like it's test anxiety. That's what it is.
A lot of it is also like luck of the draw. In a sense, like poker, like you don't know what you're gonna get. You can try and predict, you can try and count
to an extent in sports, not so much. I don't think.
Yeah, but
I think like, you can control
a lot.
We've talked about this actually before. In games like tennis and baseball, there are very few things that you have total control over. In tennis, you have total control over your serve.
Yeah.
In baseball, you have total control over the pitch, right? Stuff like that. But there are sports like basketball where you don't ever really have control except at the free throw line. Like in the free throw line, I guess in every sport you can probably find something
like soccer PKs.
Exactly, penalty shots. Exactly.
Yeah, and then like
2 minutes. All right, I guess we got to wrap up. But like what I'm saying is that in most sports, it's very person to person dependent. Which is something that's
crazy to me though. Like the fact that people. Like their free throw percentages can be so low.
Right.
Like at that point, you got to make your free throws.